Look at the year 260 AD in the Roman Empire. The citizen, the soldier, the merchant, they woke up every morning knowing one immutable truth. The money in their pouch was worth less than it had been the day before. The silver coin, the denarius, once the gleaming symbol of Roman permanence, was becoming a worthless copper slug. This wasn't an accident. This was an economic suicide, a silent internal collapse engineered by the very emperors sworn to protect the state. And here, 20 centuries later, in the age of central banks and digital dollars, that same poison is crushing the American economy. The story of Rome's currency debasement is not history. It is the chilling blueprint for our modern inflation crisis. At the peak of its power, the Roman denarius was nearly pure silver, a coin of intrinsic value that commanded global respect. Rome funded its vast military and its endless construction projects through conquest and tax revenue. But when the conquest stopped, the tax revenue dried up. Yet the armies still had to be paid. The emperors, unwilling to raise taxes, a move that would provoke revolt, chose a far more insidious path: debasement. They would recall the good silver coins, melt them down, and remint them. But for every 4 coins, they'd add 1 coin's worth of cheap copper, essentially diluting the silver content. By the time Nero came to power, the denarius was down to around 90% silver. That sounds small, but the cycle was relentless. By the 3rd century, the silver content of the denarius plunged below 5%. The coin was no longer currency. It was fiduciary fraud, a cheap metal washer with a thin silver wash. Now, how does this relate to the US dollar? Rome's emperors couldn't print paper money, so they had to reduce the intrinsic value of their coins. Today, the US government doesn't have a gold standard, so they don't debase the silver content. Instead, the Federal Reserve debases the fiat content. They simply create it. Trillions of dollars of stimulus and debt, an exponential increase in the money supply that vastly outstrips any real economic growth. The Roman emperor said, "I have to stretch my silver supply." The modern central banker says, "I have to stretch the money supply." The mechanism is different, silver content versus total quantity, but the economic crime is identical, creating more units of currency without creating more real wealth. The result is always the same: inflation. The immediate consequence in Rome was devastating, especially for the common person. Since the new denarii had less silver, merchants, farmers, and soldiers all knew they were being paid in worthless money. They responded by hoarding the old, good, pure silver coins and demanding higher prices for their goods and services. If you're a farmer selling grain and the coin you receive is only 5% silver, you demand 20 coins instead of 5. The prices skyrocket. Wages fail to keep up. This is the exact experience of the modern consumer. You see prices for rent, groceries, and gas, the ancient Roman equivalent of grain and oil, skyrocket, while your paycheck lags far behind. The official inflation figures, the CPI, often mask the true cost of living, just as the Roman government tried to mandate fixed prices with the failed edict on maximum prices in 301 AD. Price controls didn't work then. They just created black markets and paralyzed legitimate trade. They don't work now. The long-term consequence of Rome's debasement was the total collapse of public trust. When people cannot rely on their government to maintain the value of their money, they stop relying on the government for anything. Trade shifted back to a bulky, inefficient barter system, a farmer trading grain directly for a soldier's favor. The wealthy, of course, protected themselves. They didn't keep their wealth in denarii. They bought land, they hoarded actual gold, and they invested in real, tangible assets that no emperor could debase. The gap between the asset-rich elite and the cash-dependent poor widened into a canyon. This shattered the social contract. The economic instability directly led to social unrest, political chaos, and the infamous crisis of the 3rd century, a period of 50 years where emperors changed hands violently and rapidly. The decline of the currency was the engine of the empire's ultimate decline. The lesson for the US dollar is stark and unavoidable. When a sovereign power continuously manipulates its currency to fund its debts and expenditures, it inevitably sacrifices the stability and trust of its people. We are seeing the same loss of faith today, manifesting not in bartering, but in the rise of decentralized alternatives like Bitcoin, and in the relentless flight of capital into tangible assets like precious metals and land. The US government and the Fed face the Roman dilemma: either impose painful fiscal discipline, slashing spending and raising taxes, or continue the cycle of debasement, accepting the eventual complete loss of the dollar's purchasing power, and ultimately the economic foundations of the republic itself. The emperors of Rome thought they were solving a short-term problem. They were, in fact, laying the foundation for their own ruin. We must understand this blueprint because the same silent, corrosive poison is already crushing the American currency, and the history books tell us exactly how this story ends.